Welcome back. 8:22 is your time. If you're willing to move out of your Atlanta home for a few days over Super Bowl weekend, you might just pocket thousands of dollars in tax-free rent, or not. As always, there's danger lurking in the fine print, but don't fear. Real estate expert John Adams is here with everything you need to know. What's up, man? How you doing?
Great. I'm looking forward to making millions of dollars.
Yeah, we're all going to be rich after the Super Bowl,
weekend.
right?
That's it.
Okay, so this kind of reminds me, and we're dating ourselves here a little bit, but I remember when the Olympics were coming here in 1996, everybody thought it was their payday. Everybody that owned a house in Atlanta was going to cash in and make millions.
At that time, Buck, I managed an 8-unit apartment building at Avondale. I cleared that thing out for the Olympics because the reports were you could rent it for $1,000 a night for 2 weeks and just clean up. But that didn't materialize.
Didn't work out quite like that, did
it? Turns out there are 2 million homes in Metro Atlanta, and the reality is that people open their homes just to be friendly.
Right.
And so unless you happen to tap into one of those people that really is dead and determined to rent their own house, they've got plenty of money, you're probably not going to get the big bucks.
Well, let's talk about the opportunity this time with the Super Bowl. It's not the length of the couple of weeks of the Olympics. It's basically a long weekend.
That's right.
So tell me about the opportunity here. What do you need to know about your home?
You're looking at 3 or 4 days here. The first question is your home beautiful? Because if it's not, they're not going to consider it. Your home has to be exquisite. So if you're in the middle of a construction project, like we've been for 20 years, forget it. Is your home in a great location, which really means close to MARTA? And a lot of times in Atlanta, we discount MARTA because not everybody uses it every day. But the reality is in this situation, MARTA is a real help because you got people in from out of town. They don't want to drive down there. MARTA is the easy and obvious way to go. And then last but not least, do you have someplace else to go? And if you're thinking about going to Europe during this time period, that's not a good idea because I recommend you be here during that time period because something will come up. They won't know where the cutoff valve is. You need to be in town. So can you move in with mom and dad or where can you go during this time period?
All right, let's suppose all those things, you checked all those boxes. Right. So then how's this going to work?
Well, there are a couple of what I would call aggregator services out there. VRBO is probably the largest of those, and the second that everybody's heard of is Airbnb. Airbnb, Buck, is known more for the short-term weekend stays. VRBO is more for weeks or months at a time, typically, although not exclusively. Both of those want a substantial portion of your rent.
Of course they do.
And you've got a tremendous amount of competition. So if you're going to do that route, do it immediately. On the other hand, you can create your own website and just put your property out there, hope somebody sees it. But you can bet a lot of people are going to be searching Google for Atlanta accommodation Super Bowl.
We're running out of time, so tell me about how you can protect yourself and protect your house from, I don't know, I guess you don't know necessarily who's coming to stay.
The big fear is having your house trashed.
Right.
What we want is money up front. We want a written agreement with all of the rules, and we want to get our cash in advance in the bank and a security deposit in the bank, and you are the arbiter of whether or not this is whether or not they get their money back. One quick point, under the Augusta rule, you'll understand
Talking about the golf course?
Yes. Under the Augusta rule, the IRS allows you to receive rent for up to 14 days on your property tax-free. You don't even report it.
We've rented a house during the Masters in Augusta before because the days in charge is $300 a night, right?
Not bad.
Yeah, all right. John, thanks a lot. John's going to be here after the show taking your questions on Facebook Live. You can also find this segment on our website, fox5atlanta.com. 8:26 is your time. The confirmation hearing for President Trump's Attorney General nominee could get ugly today on